I'm sitting in a 1980 300D and I'm looking at this automatic climate control panel. And if you're familiar with these first generation climate control panels, you can recognize with these buttons going up and down vertically that this is the early one that had problems, particularly problems with the servo control. But that's not the only problem. I'm going to show you something here. If you've got one of these cars, either the W123 or the R107 or the W123 from about 1977 to 1980, and you see this panel in here, you can have some problems getting the fan motor to run. It has nothing to do with the servo. Watch this. I've got the key on. I'm going to hit defrost. I've got really strong defrost here. Nice running motor. But let's hit bi-level. Nothing. Let's hit auto high. Nothing. I'm going to hit auto low. The fan does not run. And you might initially think, oh no, I've got a problem with this switch panel. Well, not so. I want to show you that your real problem may be vacuum related. On the W123 chassis, that original servo unit with the plastic housing sat right in this area here. And if you notice, it's missing. Well, take a look at this box here. This has already been upgraded to the newer style electronic control, which totally eliminates a lot of problems that were created by that original servo, but it won't eliminate all your problems. And I'm going to demonstrate that in this video. As you see, this car, the fan's not running on the lower speeds. And the reason is because that fan motor is partially controlled by vacuum. Okay. You think, well, how does that work? I'll show you in a minute. And look at all these vacuum hoses that are going up along here and down in through the firewall here, and those all go over to the switch panel. Look at how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 vacuum lines, vacuum hard plastic lines that are running into the car. And I'm going to show you right now what is one of the biggest weaknesses in the W123 with the system. This is really important you understand this, because even if you go out and spend $600 to $700 to buy this upgrade here, it won't solve your problems if you have the issue that I'm going to show you right now. I removed the battery and look what I found. I mean, I've seen this before, so I kind of knew this is what I would find. But if you're not familiar with this, you might be stumped. But look at these vacuum lines. Look at, they're all rotten. They're just breaking apart. Now this is caused from a battery gassing off with the battery acid fumes. This being so close to the battery was a poor design. And it looks like somebody has already replaced these. You see, here's the color lines here. The loom has been cut back. Somebody spliced in these clear lines. And the problem when they did this is they didn't seal all this up and protect it from fumes getting to it. So it didn't last very long to repair. There's probably 6 or 7 of these vacuum lines. Look at the rubber line here. See, it just rotted it through. So now I have the challenge. Since I don't see the colors here, I'm going to have to get under the dash, but I'm going to have to open up the dash and I'm going to have to trace these lines here, which are blue, yellow, purple, and so on. I'm going to have to get under the dash to make sure these clear lines are attached properly, and then route new vacuum hard line from inside the dash out to here, and then go ahead and connect it with good quality rubber hose and then seal this all up. So there you can see I'm going to have some fun. If you have a W123 1977 1980, this is something you really want to check, and you want to check it right away, along with, the rust that develops in your battery tray and even underneath the battery tray. I'm going to show you the back side of this switch panel so you can understand why vacuum is so critical to the operation of your blower motor or your heater fan. Notice back here, you have the back side of the switch assembly, which runs vertically, and you have a number of wires coming into the top, but look at this. You have 7 vacuum lines. Those are those vacuum lines coming from that engine compartment area I showed you earlier. They plug in right here. So if some of those lines are acting up, you're going to have problems with your climate control system. Now, I'm not going to go over this in detail in this video. I've got other videos on my website which go over this system in detail, but I just wanted to show you this so you understand. It's not only electrically related, it's vacuum on demand, and if you have no vacuum, you'll have no low-speed fan. I guess the moment of reckoning has come. Let's see if that fixed the problem. You're probably wondering why I use that funny-looking yellow hose. That's Tygon fuel hose, and I believe that's going to hold up very well in the future, a lot better than vacuum line. So let's check it again. I'm going to turn the key on, and you notice high defrost works fine, but when I go to bi-level, auto high or auto low, nothing happens. Okay, let's start the car and produce some vacuum. I'll wait just a second here to have it build vacuum in the reservoir tank. Okay, now let's try it. We got frost. Look at that. Bi-level. Auto high. And auto low. Now I'm going to have heat when I'm cruising. You know, I'm really happy about that repair. It doesn't happen all the time, but I think you saw a good example of how something as simple as a few vacuum hoses can fix a climate control issue.